Our Patreon pick for this week was requested by our lovely Patreon Tutbot for only $1 a month, and it is the 2022 film Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Who wants to talk about this film?
I'll talk about this film, okay? So, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. So, in this movie, Puss has been living La Vida Loca a little too much, so he's on his last life, boys. Luckily, there is a wishing star that will allow him to get all of his lives back. So he races against other fairy tale characters like Goldilocks, Little Jack Horner, and the embodiment of death itself to get there first. And along the way, he learns to trust other people and to just fucking live life, dude.
I thought this was...
Here's my haiku as inspired by Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
When are you gonna give us a haiku?
Puss on his last life, on a quest to make a wish, but finds his first life. That one's a thinker.
Yeah, that one is a thinker.
Yeah, I thought this movie was pretty good. I enjoyed it a pretty decent bit.
Only pretty good.
No, I think this is one of my favorite movies that we watched so far.
Dude, this movie fucks.
This movie, I mean, to be fair, like, I heard a lot of people like, oh my god, this Puss in Boots movie is so good. Like, and I've heard people be like, oh, it's so good for a kid's movie. I don't know if I'd particularly mark this as a kid's movie.
It's absolutely a kid's movie, dude. I think that, like... So, it was fucking, what's that dude's name? Fuck, I just had on the tip of my tongue. God damn it. John Bluth, that's him.
Okay.
Yeah, Don Bluth. Don Bluth had some statement about this because, he's known for, like, making kids' movies, but they do tend to have a little darker elements to them. And what he said was that, like, children that can, like, handle much more mature things than you'd expect. What matters, though, is that you have, like, a happy ending at the end of it, and then they're able to handle it. And, I feel like that's a sort of philosophy that a lot more people should have, like, approach with whenever they're making, like, quote-unquote children's media and stuff like that, It's like...
Unless you're a pedophile, then they can't handle stuff, okay?
Which, like, yeah, this movie had some really dark shit going on in it, Like, fucking death. Holy fuck. He was so crazy. Intimidating throughout this entire movie. He was fucking awesome. He's kick-ass, dude. I love that guy. And, like, especially, like, this movie's very emotionally mature as well, guys.
But is it, or are you just a baby?
Well...
Literally, my only problem with this movie is some of the kitty humor is fucking stupid, but like, whatever.
Hey, man, it's just, the embodiment of being a cat. They always land on their feet. They love cream. They have 9 lives. They have cat-like reflexes. Their hair stands on end when they sense a threat.
What does that have to do with what I just said?
I think that it was pretty cool that they had it in the movie. I don't know,
kitty, like Kiddie.
Oh.
Like childish.
Ah, okay.
Not fucking... Whatever.
Listen, dude.
Cat humor, what?
I
don't understand why they had so many jokes about fucking cats in this movie.
That's why I was confused. No, I think we, I honestly, at the end of this movie, tried to think back and see if I had any issues with this movie, and I don't think I had any prominent, like, I hardly ever do with movies, to be completely frank with you guys, but I thought back and I was like, I don't think I could find anything truly wrong with this movie. And I was
not enough English.
I speak pretty good Spanish, so that wasn't really
you don't.
He's fluent in it, Tanner, don't you know?
Oh, yeah.
Dylan, what am I about to say? Como mucho pantalones.
You want a lot of pants.
No, you're wrong. I said I eat a lot of pants, dumbass.
Then you didn't phrase... Anyway.
Como mucho pantalones?
Yeah, my brain changed como to something else. Regardless. But yeah, no, I legitimately, like, as hard as I tried, I could not find anything wrong with this movie.
I mean, yeah, I think for me, like, I don't really have any negatives for the film. Like, the only thing I can really think of is, like, I feel like the weaker part of it is, like, the Goldilocks subplot. Like, it's fine. But also, like, the way in which fucking, like, the way in which it's, like, revealed that, like, oh, her big wish is, like, actually she wants to, like, have a family or whatever feels weird the way that they end up doing it in the end, where it's like the bears are like really suspicious of what the wish is, even though they don't really have a reason to be suspicious of it.
Yeah, I guess
that part just felt a little forced for me, but overall it was fine.
Is the fact that she won't tell them what it is not reason enough to be suspicious?
I mean, not really, I don't think. Like,
they had some weird child's explanation to, I guess, match the tone of the movie. Something about a birthday birthday wish or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't remember what they called it. It's whatever.
If they
I
say
don't know.
what it is, it won't come true, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I can agree with Nico on that. I didn't have a problem with the Goldilocks and Three Bears. I thought it was a fine subplot. At the end of the movie, I was kind of like, alright, it's cool that they were like, you know, the family that she had, that was the family she needed all along kind of thing. But also, I was kind of like, besides introducing just a random third wheel, like, bandit troop, like, I didn't see the point of them being in it, just, you know, just to have more bodies in the movie.
I mean, yeah, I think that it was good for, like, the sort of variety of villains they have here, because, like, you know, Goldilocks is, like, the sympathetic side. We also have, like, a force of nature and death, and then, like, Jack Horner's just a complete fucking psycho, so, you know, it's a really good variety there. And by the way, Jack Horner, A+, no notes for him. Fucking love everything about that guy. His design is just phenomenal.
Yeah, dude had no chill. I thought he was a phenomenally crafted villain, along with... I thought both the... I don't know if you'd consider Death a villain.
Oh, he's absolutely a villain.
But they're both very well crafted villains. I thought they were extremely fitting for this movie, and the way their plot ended up presenting themselves was very good. I like how Death was just like, oh, you're no fun to hunt anymore because you don't fear death, and you to learn to live the life you currently have instead of wanting to earn more so you could, you know, be more rambunctious, or the word I was going to use.
Rambunctious.
Rambunctious was the filler word. I definitely had a better word, and I lost it when I got to it. But you know, I like the lessons that ended up presenting themselves. Like, I forgot that this was a kids movie for a brief moment, and then when I saw that, you know, these lessons, if you would call them lessons, came out at the end of the movie, I was like, huh, it's a really fun, like, interesting way to paint these lessons. So I thought it was really good in the end. And obviously, you know, the animation was phenomenal. I thought the animation was incredible.
Yeah, no, I think this movie is really good overall. I like the exploration of, like, the inner mind going on with the trip to the star thing. I think the villains are pretty good generally, outside of Goldilocks. I wasn't really a fan of her at all. I like the banter between the bears and stuff, but them being part of the plot was a little messy for me. I don't like how quickly they resolved, though I do like the messaging behind it in the end. It was pretty emotional. I'm going to be honest, I don't really like Puss in Boots that much as a character. That's not really that much of a detriment, though. I just don't really like his personality. Also, I fucking really don't like the dog. The dog's really annoying. I know he's supposed to be, like, the empathy character of the film, but I just thought he was really fucking annoying, and basically anytime he spoke, I was like, oh my god, shut the fuck up. I don't care.
I mean, like, when we were first introduced to the dog, I was expecting to hate him, but... Because, like, he immediately seems like he's just gonna be some fucking stupid, like, comic relief sort of character. But he ended up being, like, the more, like, emotional fucking core to this movie overall. He's what allowed, like, Kitty and Puss to, like, open up and, like, you know, start to, like, work on their trust issues and shit like that. Like, the scene where, like, you know, Puss has a fucking, not heart attack, but panic attack, and he just, like, comes over to comfort him. That was fucking great, dude. I feel like, you know, it was very emotionally resonant overall.
Solid moment.
Yeah, no, I think they could have done that without having him be really fucking annoying as well, which they were doing primarily just because he's some quirky, funny guy, but it just didn't work on me, so I mostly just found him annoying. I do agree he wasn't integral for the plot because he was kind of that, like, nuanced perspective of emotions that they could both latch onto and grow off of, but I think they could have done it with a different character. Yeah, I think Death's cool. I don't think his voice fits him very well, but that's like a very minor gripe.
Jackson
I like
wishes
the general...
he was speaking Japanese instead.
No, I do. I like the general messaging of the film with how you just like make your single life count. You know,
Yeah.
Live what you've got. I appreciate that. Jack Warner's a fun villain. He's got silly powers. Yeah, I don't really have a ton to say. The ending seemed a little, I don't know, probably not to you guys, but the ending seemed a little abrupt to me as well.
Yeah, you're hoping that they would, like, actually go and explore far, far away instead.
No.
You were hoping there'd be a full 2-hour wedding between Puss and Kitty?
No, I don't know. I just, the final fight, I mean, I like the death part of the final fight, I don't know. I don't really know how to, like, verbalize it. It just didn't, like, kind of click in my head.
Well, it's a bummer. Hopefully you'll be able to verbalize your ranking for this film, though, Jackson. What'd you give it?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I give it an A+.
Solid.
Yeah, decently solid ranking. Personally, I gave this movie an S tier. Really good movie overall, I'd say. Really enjoyed it.
I'm giving it an S+.
Whoa.
You didn't really say hardly anything about it. I'm shocked you gave it an S+.
There's not much to say. It's it's pretty much perfect.
Yeah, I was gonna say this was a relatively perfect movie, and it is much akin to the first Spider-Man Spider-Verse movie in many regards for me. So I also
I
gave
like
it
the
an
term
S+.
relatively perfect.
Yeah. It's a good term.
Well, nothing can be truly perfect.
What'd you give it, Dylan?
S+.
And that lands it at an S overall.
Holy
Holy
smokes.
shit.
I did not expect 2 S pluses for this movie, gonna be completely honest.
I was expecting
Really?
a couple S tiers, so
I expect you guys to put in like S, S minus. I did not expect S plus.
I was expecting Nico to put an S+ with us.
It wasn't that emotionally resonant. Come on, dude.
I mean, what does the emotional resonance have to do with the rest of it? You know, it was good in all other aspects.
Yeah, what does that
Why is
even
that
have
the-
to do with anything?
Why is that
What?
the only aspect you're basing the ranking off of?
He's making a joke, dude.